It's probably one of the most polarizing vehicles on the road right now, but if you get past all the space age UFO style looks, it's actually a very amazing vehicle with amazing technology. Hi, I'm Joe from Way Scarff Ford, and today we're talking about this 2025 Tesla Cybertruck dual motor. So you can get this in 3 variations. You can get it in a rear wheel drive, which was just released. You can get it in a dual motor, which is this one. The dual motor makes 600 horsepower, 0 to 60 right around 4 seconds. Then you have the Cyberbeast, which has tri-electric motors, 1 electric motor in the front, 2 in the back for over 800 horsepower, but that's significantly more money. The dual motor is kind of like the Goldilocks of the Cybertrucks. It still has 4-wheel drive and a lot of great features and great range, but it's a little bit more affordable than the mind-bogglingly fast Cyberbeast, which is actually the fastest pickup truck that Car and Driver magazine has ever tested as far as 0 to 60 goes, like 2.5 seconds. This does it in 4. This thing is still insanely fast. As you'll notice, there are no Tesla badges or no Cybertruck badges on it. Well, it has a wrap for one, but even without the wrap, there are no badges on this thing because it doesn't need any badges. It's instantly recognizable without one single badge on it. Everyone, for the most part, knows what this is. Love it or hate it. And yeah, there are gonna be people that aren't crazy about this that might make fun of you, might give you some grief or tease you about driving something like this. But some of that stuff I think is extremely overblown. But there's also a lot of people that really like it, especially kids. I have a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, and they absolutely love the Cybertrucks. They get so excited when they see one driving down the road. They're like, Cybertruck. So if you want to be an awesome mom or dad and you can afford it, your kids might be ecstatic if you bring one of these home. And when you drop them off at school, and they might absolutely love to be dropped off at school in something like this. Despite its futuristic space-age styling, this thing is actually a very functional, practical vehicle that's very utilitarian, has a lot of storage space, has amazing performance on-road and off-road. Let's talk about it. There's so much to talk about. I have a tendency to go a long time on these Tesla videos I make, sometimes 20 minutes, where I can do other videos in like 5 or 10 minutes, but there's so much to talk about. So let's start off with the bed, and let's also talk about size. So there's a lot of great electric pickup trucks out. I'm a big fan of electric vehicles. I own a Tesla Model 3 myself. I also own a Ford. You know, I like gas cars, electric cars. I have love for both. They all have their places here in car worlds, depending on what people are looking for. I love the Rivian. The Rivian is fantastic, but the Rivian is smaller. The Rivian is about the size of like a Toyota Tacoma, so it's like a compact pickup truck. The Cybertruck's actually like a full-size pickup truck. This thing's similar in size to like a Ford F-Series or a Chevy Silverado. And another electric pickup truck that I'm very impressed by is the Ford F-150 Lightning. I'm amazed by how, I think the F-150 Lightning rides far better and is far smoother than any of the gas-powered versions of the F-Series. So yeah, they're fantastic. So going to the Cybertruck, the first thing you'll notice is that we have this really nice bed cover, and it's really strong. I mean, you could walk on this thing. I wouldn't walk on the glass roof. You could crack it and it'd be expensive, but you could definitely walk on this. It can handle a lot of weight. No one's gonna be able to break in here. They could have a sledgehammer, they could have an axe, and I think they would have a hard time getting in there to steal whatever you have in there, and no one's able to get back, no one's able to get in. Once you lock the doors, the tailgate's locked. You have this buttons right here. You also have these ports right here where you can add like crossbars, or you can add a tent for camping. They also have some more up there to add roof racks and stuff like that. And it opens really fast. Rivian also had a power tonneau cover. It was a disaster for them. It would always jam up. I've had a few Rivians that I've bought and sold that had that issue. It doesn't work nearly as fast. And the cool thing too is that you'll see that this also covers the rear window. So if you have stuff back there moving around, you don't have to worry about blowing out your rear glass. And you might say, well, what's gonna happen with rear visibility? Well, don't worry, there's actually a camera on the back. So while you're driving and the tonneau cover is in the up position, you'll have a continuous video feed of what's going on behind you, like an electronic rearview mirror. It works fantastic. So this is a big 6-foot bed. Very functional. We have integrated LED lighting. We have onboard power. We even have a 240 volt outlet. I could plug this in and charge my Tesla off the Cybertruck. We could charge an EV. It is pretty amazing. Great for camping, and with this large battery and with camp mode, you can go quite a while without having to charge. So you have this cool integrated LED lighting. So this vehicle is wrapped. You know, you can take it off or leave it on or change the wrap color. It's pretty easy. You could actually probably do it yourself. It doesn't have as much curves as a regular car, so it's actually probably easier to apply wrap than more curvaceous vehicles. And it does come with extra wrap material. So if you want to fix some areas that get messed up or whatever, reapply it, you can do that with that extra wrap material. So it's the wrap is like a cell phone protector, you know, and it also protects the stainless steel from fingerprints. Like your stainless steel fridge, as cool as the stainless steel is, it can get fingerprints on it. It can pick up surface contamination. When the Cybertrucks first came out, they're saying, oh, they're rusting prematurely. Well, these aren't going to rust. They're stainless steel. What was happening is that they were picking up surface pollution. You know, when you have thousands and millions of cars driving on the road with catalytic converters and all the metals and stuff like that, it actually builds up in the air. So Cybertrucks are actually building up a layer of you know, nickel or other types of metals on the road, and it would build up on top of the stainless steel, and that would rust. And you can clean it off. You can get like stainless steel cleaner. They have instructions to clean it off when that starts happening. So yeah, they're not rusting. It's stainless steel. They are really bulletproof. They're very strong. You know, this thing is amazingly strong. I'm not gonna go crazy here, but yeah, I mean, this thing is very, very tough, and there's nothing else like it. It took Tesla a little bit longer to get these into production, but this thing is actually a technological masterpiece. Only vehicle ever built like this with this stainless steel building method. It is very unique, very special. And we have additional storage under here. There is a battery charger. So you have this nice storage area. There's also a drain plug right there. Look, it's got a little Cybertruck Easter egg on there. So you could use this as a cooler, put ice in there, or if you're fishing, you put your daily catch in there, and you have that drain plug to drain it out. You have these massive wheels and tires. This has the more on-road oriented tires, which will be better for your range. You know, if you're gonna do some serious off-roading, rock crawling, you probably would wanna get a more aggressive off-road tire, or get maybe a separate wheel and tire package so you can swap them off, for, you know, you can keep the on-road tires for daily use, and if you're gonna go be a weekend warrior and go doing some off-roading, you can just swap the wheels yourself. Very polarizing look, but I actually like the way it looks. At first, you know, it took a little while for me to get used to it. I remember when the Cybertruck first launched, I originally thought, is this a joke, or are they serious? Are they gonna actually build a vehicle that looks like this? Because I mean, when you see one of these things drive down the road, and we see more and more every day, I see them every day now, so they're not quite as polarizing as they were before. People are getting used to them. But yeah, I mean, it is so different, completely different than any other car on the road. It's wild. And being a full-size pickup truck, you have a ton of space. I'm 6'2", I have a lot of headroom. And the funny thing is that as polarizing and as futuristic as it looks on the outside, not so much on the inside. It's kind of this typical Tesla minimalist interior. Very high grade materials. You have this suede cloth material in the headliner. You have these vegan leather seats, nice contrast stitching and piping, nice roof panels, beautifully done interior of this wireless charging pad, lots of space, lots of storage, so nice to drive. So you have the key card, but guess what? You can use your cell phone as a key. I don't even mess with my key card. I just walk into my car, get in and go, walk away, it locks automatically. You have the amazing Tesla app. The way the car integrates with the app is unparalleled by any other vehicle. You can pull up live cameras. So my car is parked right outside. I can pull up live cameras all around it. I can record it. I can flash lights, honk the horn. I can hit record if I want to record suspicious activity. The vehicle will also alert me when it detects suspicious activity. I can control the climate control system. It's 101 degrees. I have a cabin overheat protection on right there, but you have camp mode, dog mode. You can preheat your vehicle, preheat your battery before you go out, especially when it's cold out. You can pull up the location. My car has a full self-driving, so I can summon it. You can't do it in the street, but you can do it in parking lots. The full self-driving is pretty wild stuff. See, this is why my videos go on for 20 minutes on these Tesla, because there's just so much to talk about. So the majority of the functionality is in this gigantic screen. It is very nice. So a lot of car manufacturers are great at making the mechanical bits, but the problem that car manufacturers are having is the tech bits. You know, cars are, you know, especially Teslas, they're basically like supercomputers on wheels. There is so much technology in this vehicle, there's so much synergy. It is unparalleled by anyone else. That's why these vehicles are so efficient, the way these things are built, because Tesla's a vertically integrated company, so the majority of the parts, as much of the stuff that they can make themselves, they do. They're one of the few manufacturers that actually produces their own seats. A lot of other car manufacturers, they outsource it. So that's why they're able to, you know, push out updates, fix things, you know, be able to make electric vehicles profitably when else can, is because of this amazing vertical integration. And Tesla truly is also a technology company. This interface is almost like it was designed by Apple engineers. And they've been doing this a long time. They've been doing these touchscreens pretty much since 2012 when the first Model S came out. So it's like a 100-yard dash. You know, Tesla had a head start because they started working on this stuff over their updates, you know, display screens, mobile apps that integrate with your cars. They started working on this stuff back in 2012, and it's 2025, where, you know, a lot of other manufacturers just like a couple years ago said, oh man, we got to make EVs like Tesla now. We got to do these same things. Well, like I said, it's like a 100-yard dash, and Tesla has a head start. They're at the 80-yard line, where everyone else is starting up at the 0 line. And as soon as everyone catches up, Tesla's going to be just that much more farther ahead. They're just I'd probably say, compared to everyone else, is that probably Tesla has at least a 5-year head start on technology in a lot of ways. And some EVs might have, similar to Tesla, might have a longer range on paper, but they might have a longer range because they have a larger battery. There's nobody else that can get as much efficiency for the size of the battery as Tesla. So, okay, you can have a comparable vehicle that has the same range, but your battery is going to be 20% better to do. It's going to be 20% larger to do that. And guess what? That battery is heavier, making the vehicle less efficient. So you have this amazing screen. You can control the vehicle. Amazing audio system. Absolutely, almost like a 10 out of 10 as far as audio quality goes. Elon Musk is an audiophile, so he makes the audio systems amazing in all his vehicles, but at this price point, it's going to be at a higher caliber than what you'd find like in the audio system, like in a Model 3 or Model Y. You know, it's a more premium vehicle, more expensive, so it's going to have a lot better sound system. And look at, there's a over-there update right now. Tesla's constantly pushing out updates to improve features, add things. My car is a 2019 and it's 2025, but my car has continuously gotten better over the years. It's gained features, it's improved because of over-the-air updates. A lot of other cars that have hard buttons and knobs, they're not changing. They're going to stay that same way forever and become more obsolete. But Tesla does a great job keeping the vehicle relevant and, you know, with these over-the-air updates. My car doesn't have all the same features and functionality as this screen, but it still has a lot of functionality that this screen does, thanks to those over-the-air updates keeping it relevant. So here's the screen. It's a Cybertruck, a tad under 2,000 miles, so it's pretty much near new condition. It's a 2025. We have Tesla's latest full self-driving Ford computer. I've been using full self-driving for the last 3 years. It's amazing. So it looks like this comes with a trial. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this should transfer to the next customer. If it doesn't, you know, full self-driving is 99 bucks a month or $8,000. For 99 bucks a month, it works amazing. I drive about 12 miles every day, and I have my hands on my lap. The car drives the whole way, gets on the highway, passes people, does all the driving, and it does it amazingly. I hardly ever have to touch the wheel, and it does it almost perfectly. It can park itself, you can summon it. This full self-driving is just going to keep on getting better and better, and Tesla's actually pretty close to doing unsupervised full self-driving. So right now with the supervised full self-driving, there's a camera here and it makes you pay attention. It can see if you look away off the road, you get distracted and it says, hey, look at the road. But pretty soon, if they can get it to unsupervised, then you can take a nap in the back seat, you can work, you can watch TV, play video games, watch videos, while the car does all the work, and all that time that you normally lose for commuting or driving, you can get some of that back. Amazing climate control system. This has heated and ventilated front seats. It's getting toasty out, 86 degrees, so I'm getting kind of sweaty and uncomfortable. My back's getting all sweaty. But right now, those cooled seats are blowing air on my backsides, and it feels absolutely wonderful. You have an amazing supercharging network, so you can hit that button right there, and this will show you all the superchargers. So look, within 10 miles, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 superchargers. You hit that button, it'll navigate to the supercharger. If the battery is cold, it'll precondition the battery, heat it up, warm it up so it charges faster and more efficiently. You can see right there. That really makes a big difference in colder weather. The people that have a hard time of full charging when it gets below freezing or even below zero, they're not preheating their batteries. That will make a big difference. And we have Tesla's amazing trip planner. So for instance, if I want to drive to Spokane, which is probably outside the range of this vehicle right now, 226 miles, we got about 64% battery capacity. I just put it in the trip planner and it plans my whole trip for me. It's gonna make sure I have enough range. It's gonna tell me where to charge for, how long to charge for. It'll even tell me stuff like, what's the weather at my destination. That was a recent update. It'll be 76 degrees in Spokane when I get there. It'll be 85 degrees at my first charge in George, Washington. That's a great name for a town, George Washington. So yeah, this takes all the range anxiety of going and having an EV, and if you want to make a round trip, it can tell you if you have enough range to make a round trip to your destination back without charging. You can pretty much almost drive anywhere in the United States with Tesla's amazing supercharging network. And this is very advanced. It takes into consideration outside temperature, tire pressure, wind speed, elevation, all different factors that can affect the range of the vehicle. It takes it all into consideration to have the most accurate range estimate. So you'll never have to worry about not having enough juice, getting stranded on the road. It's not gonna happen if you use this trip planner. I almost guarantee it. You have these amazing Google Maps. You have the arcade where you can play games, and you can use the steering wheel for the driving games, the actual steering wheel and accelerator pedal. You can get like a Xbox style controller. You can set up a wireless mouse and keyboard. This actually has a really fast processor. It's actually can handle some pretty intensive, graphic intensive gaming, believe it or not. You have theater, so if you're supercharging or passing time away for whatever reason, you can't do this while you're driving, watch Netflix, Hulu, YouTube. We have the toy box where you can play around with the vehicle. You can have the vehicle play a light show. You can do the silly things like the whoopee cushion. You can do the boom box where you can actually change the sound of the horn, make it sound like an old car, a goat. There's a multi-track recorder. Some of the things are silly, some of the things is helpful. There's a paint shop where you can customize your vehicle's avatar. So right now we have the avatar matching the exterior color of the wrap, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's talk about some of the technology that you don't see at a glance. This has the world's first 48-volt electrical system, which saves, I think, almost a mile or many miles in wires and complexity in the vehicle, making it lighter, more efficient. That's gonna make big changes in the automotive industry. Tesla's gonna share that technology with other people. But another thing that's amazing about this vehicle, it has a lot of amazing aspects, is the drive-by-wire steering. So there's no steering rack. It's completely digital. It's like an Airbus. If you ever flown an Airbus, I'm sure you have, those are fly-by-wire. There's no cables connecting the rudders and the ailerons to the cockpit controls. It's completely digital. That's the same case for the Cybertruck, but don't worry, there's like triple redundancies. So if there's a catastrophic loss of power, I think the steering rack actually has a battery pack built into it, so it will still have enough power so you can safely steer to the side of the road. So the amazing thing about this steering rack, this is a large vehicle, is that it's completely digital, so you have variable steering. It does a great job communicating the feel. And on top of that, if we take a look at the window, we also have rear wheel steering, which makes this rather large truck as nimble as like a little Mazda Miata. And with the variable steering and the steer-by-wire, you can do some tight maneuvering without any issues. Don't worry, I'm in a parking lot, I'm not driving on the road. But look it, it takes a little bit, it's gonna take you about 10 minutes to get used to the steering because it's different, but you can, normally to make big turns like this, you're going like that with the wheel, but you're doing full lock-to-lock steering just by going like that with the variable steering rack. And as you go faster, it's not gonna, the steering ratio is gonna change. So when you're going 70 miles an hour on the highway and you move the steering wheel a little bit, you're not gonna dart off the road. All right, I gotta hurry this video up. My GoPro is running out of juice and it overheated because it got too hot. It's such a warm day today. But yeah, going to this steering, we can see that I'm just doing some tight maneuvering in this large truck without any issue at all. It's as easy as to drive as like a little Mazda Miata or a subcompact car for a large truck. So very nimble, very easy to drive. This four-wheel steering and the variable drive-by-wire steering rack is absolute game changer. You'll love the way this thing drives. It's so fun to drive. It's so nice cushy ride. And then let's talk about off-road ability. We have the off-road mode right there. We're gonna confirm, and that's gonna put it in off-road. So we have the off-road trail cameras, pitch and roll angles. You can enable or disable the rear wheel steering. There's actually a wade mode for going through deep water. You have the ride height adjustability very high. There's an extract mode if you get stuck. Locking differentials. This thing is, a very capable rock crawler. This can go places like almost like a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon or a Ford Bronco Sasquatch can go, or a Ford F-150 Raptor. Same league of off-road ability, if not better. Different surfaces, all-purpose, rock, gravel, sand, and snow. You have different modes. You have Overland and Baja. So you can see that the suspension has jacked up. The suspension height has went up. We have an air suspension. You can hear the air compressors going. And I think it actually can get even higher than this if we put it in extract mode or very high. But you can see substantial amount of ground clearance for off-roading, or you can put it in a low position, lowering the center of gravity. All right, let's talk more about storage. So since we don't have an engine in the front, we have a power-operated frunk. So obviously a huge bed and that extra storage compartment in the bed. Well, you also have this gigantic frunk as well, which is additional storage. Also, if you're like at a campsite or something like that, you could also use it as a seat. Maybe I'd put a pillow here, but for a tailgate party or something like that, this would work fantastic. Then going towards the rear, with this sloping roofline, you might think, well, there's not that much headroom, not much space back here. But that's not the case. Like I said, I'm 6'2". I got plenty of headroom, plenty of space. You have a nice touchscreen back here, so you have rear heated seats, climate control. You can play video games, watch movies, listen to music. Awesome stuff. And then if you pull this little lever right here, you can fold up the rear seats for even more cargo space. This thing is space galore. So I guess for our grand finale, since this has a full self-driving trial on it, let's demo it. So I think this would transfer to the next customer. It expires May 28th, 2026. It's $99 a month or $8,000 if you want to buy it or rent it. I've been using it for about 3 years. When I first started using it, it was pretty archaic. I had a hard time. I had to constantly intervene. But now it's gotten so good, like I say, I don't have to touch the steering wheel on my commute to work and back. And if I had a Tesla that didn't have it, I would 100% pay the $99 a month for it. That's how much I use it. I use it pretty much almost all the time I'm driving. I've probably driven about 30,000 miles, believe it or not, on full self-driving. And to watch it improve and get better, it's been quite amazing. All right, so to start off, we're gonna navigate to a spot. So the first thing we're gonna do is let's go to Taco Time Northwest, which is pretty close by. All right, 0.5 miles, so it'll be a quick video. So put it in drive. Sometimes it can work in parking lots, sometimes it can't. So we have this little steering wheel right there. When the steering wheel, you can see that little grayed out steering wheel, that means full self-driving, or if you're using autopilot, it's available. Got a car coming along, but let's just activate it right now. So now the car's driving. I'm not touching the gas or the brake. I'm not touching the steering wheel. It's making sure I'm paying attention, watching the road, and it's gonna navigate us to Taco Time. And it's gotten so good that people can drive for hours now, hundreds of miles, without having to intervene or touch the steering wheel. It's amazing how great the system works and how much it's improved. And you can see, since I have the tonneau cover up, I have a rear view mirror right there, and you can move it around to different spots. It's always good just to double check, make sure don't completely trust the vehicle. I mean, it's pretty good. Humans aren't the greatest drivers. We get distracted, we look at our phones. This has cameras all the way around it. It never gets distracted, it's always paying attention. So, you know, we have this bicycle crossing our path right here, which would sometimes confuse our earlier version or make it nervous, but it did pretty good. It slowed down a little bit. There's a lot of stuff to pay attention to. And, you know, people are like, well, how? I couldn't let a computer drive for me. You just got to get used to it. Believe me, it works really well. And for me now, when I put this on, there's a whole weight lifted off my shoulders when I use these systems. Because it takes a lot of mental energy just to keep your car centered on the lane on the highway. That's, even autopilot's great for that. Autopilot's amazing in its own right, but full self-driving is truly amazing. And it does a fantastic job. And once you get used to it, you know, the first time you use it like me, your heart's gonna be racing, you're gonna be nervous, this is wild, this is scary. But once you get comfortable with it, you know the system well, you're familiar with it, it's gonna be easy, and you're gonna have a whole weight lifted off your shoulders. You're just sitting here, you're just supervising. You're just along for the ride, paying attention, making sure things don't go wrong, and the car's doing the work for you. And it's great at navigating in you know, congested the city. I've used it in downtown Seattle. It even works great in heavy rains and stuff now. So Tesla's constantly pushing out updates, making it better. And all the people driving it using the FSD now, Tesla's gathering that data, using it to train their computers to make it even better. So it's like a perpetual flywheel. It's constantly getting better. They're updating the software, people use it. They watch the people using the updated software to improve the software even more, and then they update the customer, so on and so forth, and it keeps on going and going until maybe at one point you'll have a car that could drive 10 times or 100 times better than a human. It's like superhuman driving abilities. It can maybe predict things by seeing traffic patterns that normally people wouldn't predict. And it's got us here to Taco Time without an issue. We got this truck here, this Union Pacific, but it's gonna go in, pull into the driveway. This has a better, and we got this guy who's trying to reverse out so it can see what's going on, and it looks like it's gonna just park itself right here in this spot. I'm gonna take over there just because it was a little awkward. It'd probably be fine, but this guy, I don't know what he's doing. He's trying to back out, so I just don't want him to think that I'm messing with him or anything like that. These cameras are fantastic. So even though you can't see at the back right now, of all these cameras, you have amazing situational awareness. And we also have the auto park as well. I guess this is a good way to demonstrate it, and it can perpendicular and parallel park. So when you're driving along, you'll see a highlighted parking spot. You just hit that button right there and start, and it's gonna park us right in that spot. And it's come a long way. When I first started using this auto park, it was almost torturously slow, but now it's so good that I'm lazy and I just let my car parallel park for me. I'm pretty good at parking. I'm around cars all the time. I've been in the car business for 30 years, but it's a situation like this where I'm turning around, looking around, trying to park a car, worry about curbing it. This thing knows the dimensions of the vehicle perfectly, and it's gonna get you there. All right, so we're headed back to the dealership. Well, it was great. Thank you so much for joining me on this very long-winded walk-around video, but there is just so much to talk about this vehicle. A normal Tesla is already a lot to talk about, but the Cybertruck is even more so. Well, thanks so much. My name is Joe. We are Way Scarff Ford. We've been in business 100 years, proudly serving the greater Seattle-Tacoma area, located in Auburn, Washington. We sell new Fords, new Isuzu commercial trucks, and we have a very wide, eclectic, we have a huge variety of pre-owned vehicles. We sell all sorts of stuff. Obviously, we sell Fords and Isuzus, but we have Teslas, Corvettes, Camaros, all the different cars under the sun. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We have content coming out all the time. Appreciate you watching and hope to see you soon.